You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Black and white sports fans, Kevin Durant. He's kind of been the talk of the NBA over the past week for his heroic effort in the Eastern Conference semifinals against the Milwaukee Bucks. However, it was not good enough, even though Kevin Durant averaged over 40 in the final 3 games of that series. He was done, ran out of gas, and he had an opportunity to actually win the game in regulation. He actually made the shot. However, he needed a 3 to win, but he made a 2, and that only sent the game to overtime. And we know that the Brooklyn Nets lost in OT to the Milwaukee Bucks in overtime. So Kevin Durant is going home now. He's already at home now. The Nets season is over with. And ever since that game, we've been hearing people in the media saying or asking, is Kevin Durant now the best player in the NBA? Some people have already believed he was there. Others have said nah. But you know what, folks? It seems like every week now there's a new best player in the NBA. Because think of this, folks. James Harden is on the Brooklyn Nets with Kevin Durant. And for a while there, people were saying that James Harden was the best player on the Nets. Because remember, Kevin Durant was also injured again this season, and James Harden was carrying them. James Harden was an MVP candidate this season. Now, in the postseason, James Harden was actually hurt, and Kyrie Irving was also hurt as well. So Kevin Durant had to carry the load. But one player that has some tough love for Kevin Durant is Chicago Bulls great Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen has just said, slow down, folks. He doesn't believe that Kevin Durant is the best player. And Kevin Durant actually responded to Scottie Pippen. And it seems like he's pretty butthurt about what Scottie Pippen actually had to say. So we're going to be talking about all of that in this video, guys. But first, check out blackandwhitenetwork.com for exclusive content. Bros and I post private videos over there on the website just for members, just starting at $5 per month. We also have some free content on the website as well. But if you don't want to do any of that, you can donate by clicking the donation tab or shopping for the merch. Use the discount code LaChanaSuts, S-U-X, all one word, and we're going to give you 15% off your purchase, folks. So let's dive into this. Scottie Pippen gives blunt assessment of Ben Simmons, Kevin Durant. He doesn't have what LeBron has, referring to Kevin Durant. So let's go ahead. Let's dive into this article here. NBA Hall of Famer and former Chicago Bulls star Scottie Pippen has some thoughts on the NBA Conference semifinals. Pippen offered blunt assessments of Giannis, Kevin Durant, Doc Rivers, and Ben Simmons in a wide-ranging interview with Tyler R. Tynes of GQ. While Pippen had a lot to say about Antetokounmpo and Simmons, it was Pippen's critique of Durant that was the most eye-popping. Pippen said Durant's weakness as a player was his inability to utilize his teammates. And we saw in Game 7 that Kevin Durant was shooting the ball a lot. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe he had like 48 points in that game. But Pippen was not impressed. This is what Scottie said, and Kevin Durant wasn't happy about it. Pippen says this, quote, he needs to learn how to utilize his teams. He has to learn how to step up his teammates to be better. That's it. As great as he is, there's a cap to his talent. He could have easily made that 3, killed them in regulation, and we wouldn't be talking about this. But I knew going into overtime, he wasn't going to make it. He was taking all the shots. You done played the whole game, bro. And they've got guys physically wearing you down. You're going to lose. So Scottie Pippen, right there taking a gut shot to Kevin Durant, said he knew going into OT that the Nets were going to lose because Kevin Durant, essentially, I guess he was saying, was shooting too much and not involving his teammates. It continues on here. Pippen's main argument focused on Durant having stars around him his entire career. With Kyrie Irving and James Harden hurt, Durant had to carry a team by himself for the first time, according to Pippen. Now, he's absolutely right about that because when Kevin Durant was in OKC, he had James Harden, who won an MVP, and he also had Russell Westbrook, who won an MVP. Then he jumped ship when he actually just had Russell Westbrook, went to Golden State, who already had 3 All-Stars and had already won a title and had won 73 games. He didn't have to carry the Golden State Warriors. And then he jumped ship to the Nets, has Kyrie Irving, and they get James Harden 10, 15 games into the season. So Pippen's right about that. This is the first time Kevin Durant really, truly has to carry a team by himself. And I believe that's why he actually ends up bringing up LeBron and touching on that. We're going to be talking about that in just a minute. But it says here, while Durant put up incredible numbers, Pippen believed Durant could have lessened his load so he would have been more effective as the game wore on. Instead, Durant put the entire game on himself and was too exhausted to hit the game-winning shot at the end of regulation, Pippen said. Pippen hit on that point later in the interview when he compared Durant and Los Angeles Lakers star LeBron James. Quote, KD can score better than LeBron, probably always have been able to. But has he surpassed LeBron? Nah. He tried to beat the Milwaukee Bucks instead of utilizing his team. You see what I'm saying? LeBron James would have figured out how to beat them, and he wouldn't have exhausted and may not have taken the last shot. But LeBron ain't KD, and KD ain't LeBron. KD is a shooter, a scorer, but he doesn't have what LeBron has. Close quote. Kevin Durant was not happy with those words. But as far as KD and LeBron being who's the better scorer, you can make the argument that KD's a better scorer. But if you look at their careers and LeBron has played longer, they're both at 27 points per game. So you can kind of say that's a wash. KD is definitely a better shooter than LeBron. I don't think there's any question about that. But KD faltered in the second round, and he's getting a lot of praise for that. So this is what Kevin Durant actually had to say about Scottie Pippen. And his comment here, I believe that he was really just butthurt right here. Because obviously KD couldn't take the criticism very well, so he takes a shot at Scottie Pippen in 1994 when he didn't want to take the last shot. KD said this: didn't the great Scottie Pippen refuse to go in the game for the last second shot because he was in his feelings? His coach drew up the play for a better shooter. And he's talking about Tony Kukoc. We remember that. Phil Jackson drew up the play for Tony Kukoc. Scottie Pippen is the star. Scottie's thinking, I want the ball. I want the last shot. And he refused to actually go into the game. Yes, that was definitely a black eye on Scottie Pippen in his career. But I don't really see how this actually relates to what Scottie Pippen was critiquing about Kevin Durant's game. KD brings up Scottie Pippen in that one moment, but Scottie was talking about your whole career. You never had to carry a team by yourself, similar to the way that LeBron has actually done it. And I know we come hard at LeBron, but LeBron James did take that 2007 Cavs team to the NBA Finals by himself. That was probably the worst team ever, at least one of the worst teams ever, to actually make the NBA Finals. Now, they got swept, of course, because they played the Spurs. But it doesn't seem like Kevin Durant can take the criticism very, very well. Remember, he got a lot of flat for actually going to Golden State. I get that Kevin Durant is a 2-time champion, 2-time Finals MVP. But I've said it before. That was Steph Curry's team. That team had already won the title. They won 73 games. And we saw what Kevin Durant did when he actually went up against that Warriors team. He had a 3-1 lead on the Warriors, and he blew it. He did not beat that team. He blew a 3-1 lead and then joined them, which I think made him look very, very weak. And I don't think that people actually look at Kevin Durant's titles the same as, some other players. Kawhi Leonard won that title with the Toronto Raptors. He didn't go to a ready-made team. He was traded there. They won the title. Now, granted, Golden State was hurt. I get that. But KD went to the Golden State Warriors, won the title. We already knew he was a great player. And to me, those titles, the finals MVPs, it really didn't enhance his legacy for me at all. Kevin Durant had an opportunity to do something as being the only player on the team, and he couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. So Scottie may actually be onto something, but it seems like Kevin Durant could not take the criticism. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, what do you think of Scottie Pippen going after Kevin Durant? And do you like the response that Kevin Durant actually gave to Scottie Pippen? Let us know down in the comments below. Maybe this is just the beginning of the war of words between Scottie Pippen and Kevin Durant. We'll actually see, because Scottie Pippen, he has a book coming out. He's taking shots at Michael Jordan. And if he's going to take shots at Michael Jordan, I'm pretty sure he has no problem taking shots at current NBA players. Anyway, guys, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to Black and White Sports, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.